Hello, my people. Welcome to the David 360 show. Before we begin this journey together, let me tell you a little about this channel and why this channel exists. You see, for years, I've been asking myself a simple but powerful question. Why should we live in fragments when life is a whole? Think about it. We live in a world that often focuses on or forces us to choose. Either you are a commentator or a parent. Either you are spiritual or creative. Either you are serious or playful. But the truth is, life is not lived in pieces. Life, to me, is 360 degrees. It's news and politics, family and parenting, faith and creativity, all woven together. And when I looked at myself, at the gifts, experiences, and passions God placed in me, I realized something. I don't have to pick one side. I can embrace them all. And I can share them with you. That's why this channel was born. I have to. The David 360 show is a space where you don't just see one part of me, but you see me in totality. Full circle. One of the biggest challenges of our time is not the lack of information, it's the overload of it. That is why one of the first pillars of this channel is reflection. Every day we wake up to flood, headlines, breaking news, viral clips, debates raging on social media. Everyone has an opinion. Yes, everyone has a hot take. And yet, in all this noise, something crucial gets lost. Clarity. That's why the first pillar of this channel is called reflections. Here, I'm not just trying to add another voice to the chaos. I want to do something different. I want us to pause, breathe, and then look beyond the noise. Instead of reacting to every headline with anger or excitement, I want us to ask deeper questions. Now, what does this really mean? Who benefits and who loses? What lesson can we take away, not just for politics or society, but for our own lives? You see, reflection is not about rushing to judgments. It's about finding wisdom in the storm. Let's be honest. The world today rewards speed, not depth. We are encouraged to scroll, swipe, react and move on. But speed is not the same as understanding. So without reflection, we risk becoming emotional reactors instead of thoughtful thinkers. Without reflection, we spread confusion instead of clarity. Without reflection, we consume the world's noise without learning the world's lessons. That is why reflections exist. It's a countercultural act, slowing down in a fast world, choosing wisdom over noise, and seeking meaning over gossip. Under reflections, I'll take stories making waves from African politics to global controversies, from cultural shift to moral dilemmas, and I'll help us look at them differently. If a politician makes a controversial statement, I won't just ask, is it right or wrong? I will ask the question, what does this reveal about leadership, values, and the kind of society we are building? If the world is buzzing about a celebrity scandal, I won't chase the gossip. I will ask, what does this say about us as consumers of culture? And what lesson can families take away? If there's a global crisis, economic, political, or social, I will ask, how does this connect to our everyday lives? And what moral or spiritual clarity can guide us through it? The goal is never to sensationalize, but to contextualize. To bring a moral compass into the public square. That is why reflections becomes the first on my channel, the first content pillar. Because it's not just a commentary, it's a bridge. It connects the world of news with the world of values. Too often, people think faith, morals, and life lessons are separate from politics, culture, and society. But I believe they are deeply connected. When a nation falls into corruption, that's not just politics, it's a moral collapse. When families break down, under modern pressures. That's not just a personal issue, it's a societal crisis. When global powers make decisions about Africa, that's not just economics, it's about justice, dignity, and identity. You see, so through reflections, I want to help us see these connections clearly so we don't just consume news, we grow wiser because of it. So, what can you expect every time you watch reflection? Clarity, truth spoken boldly but respectful. Lessons that connect the headlines to a moral compass to navigate the noise of. Because commentary without clarity is just noise. But reflection builds wisdom. And wisdom, my people, is what we desperately need in these times. So if reflection is about clarity in the chaos, a second content pillar is parenting and family. But this is about building strong roots for the future. You see, nations don't collapse because of weak economies. They collapse because of weak families. And families don't crumble overnight. They fall when values, communication, and intentional parenting are ignored. This is why the second pillar of this channel is dedicated to parenting and family. It's not just a side project, it's a conviction. Because the kind of leaders, citizens, and communities we raise tomorrow are shaped by the kind of families we nurture today. Here we will dive deep into the issues parents face, the silent dangers, the hidden pressures, the overlooked mistakes. This space is for every parent, every guardian, and every young adult who one day will lead families of their own. We'll talk about the things that don't always make the headlines but quietly shape our future. Things like how ignoring a child's emotional needs can cripple their self-worth. How faith, discipline, and love can work hand in hand, not in conflict. How modern technology is shaping young minds and what we can do about it. Parenting isn't just about raising kids, it's about raising a future. And this pillar of the channel is my way of saying, if we get family right, we get society right. Because a healthy family creates a strong community. And a strong community builds a resilient nation. You see, that brings me to the third pillar of this channel. And this is something that's very close to my heart. It's called the Prayerful Palette. This is where creativity meets spirituality, where the paintbrush becomes not just a tool for art, but a voice for reflection, healing, and prayer. The idea is simple but powerful. Each week, I'll take inspiration from trending issues, the stories, or the reflections we have been talking about, and translate them into art, not just as decoration, but as a visual prayer. Why? Because sometimes words are not enough. Sometimes a painting can say what 1,000 debates cannot. Sometimes a stroke of color carries the weight of a prayer for peace, for justice. So in Prayerful Palette, you will see me create. But more than that, you will see how art itself becomes a meditation, a way to breathe in the noisy world, a way to turn pain into beauty and chaos into prayer. This is not just about painting, it's about slowing down, feeling, and connecting with something deeper. It's about remembering that creativity is spiritual and art is one of the oldest ways human beings have talked to God, expressing pain, celebrated joy, and captured truth. So whether it's a canvas inspired by a national crisis, a portrait reflecting the dignity of everyday people, or an abstract piece born out of prayer, Prayerful Palette will be the reminder that beauty and truth belong together. So my people, this channel stands on 3 strong legs. Reflections, which is the head of the channel, which shows clarity and wisdom. Then we have parenting and family, which becomes the heart, which is nurturing the next generation. And then we have the Prayerful Palette as a spirit, expressing truth through creativity and prayer. So we have head, heart, and spirit. Together, they form the DNA of this space. Together, they represent me because I am not just one thing. I am multi-talented, ambidextrous, and unafraid to bring together commentary, guidance, and creativity under one roof. This channel is not just content, it's a vision of clarity, family, and prayer woven together for a better tomorrow. So come along with me each week. I will do my best to post at least 3 times a week to speak my mind, to create, and to welcome you all into my space of creativity. God bless you until we meet again. Have a great day. Peace and joy.